Welcome to a new market update, and today we're going to discuss the recent correction of Bitcoin, as Bitcoin has dropped below 46k, as there was some news regarding the Fed as they are decreasing the balance sheet or planning to do so after they have already announced that they will be tapering during this year. So the fear took the actual markets down, but it was also kind of expected that we would be losing 46k, as we have been hammering that support for many times already. Due to that fact, the crypto fear and greed index has hit 15. So we're going to discuss that, and we're going to cover the levels on Bitcoin and Ethereum that are important to watch. Before we're going to continue, do not forget to subscribe and like this YouTube update, and also do not forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, as I'm producing content on multiple platforms in the cryptocurrency markets. So let's head towards the charts and the latest info. As the intro is short enough and says it all, it's better to just look towards the charts and see what we've got on there. So yesterday we've had a review of some notes and news from the Fed and the FOMC meeting, in which we can see what they are planning to do for 2022 when it comes to the interest rates, but also towards the balance sheet. We already knew that they are looking to hike the interest rates in 2022. We already knew that they are looking to plan to reduce the quantitative easing that they started to actually keep the economy going, which has put an increased number on the inflation, as we are reaching levels that we have not been seeing in the past 40 to 50 years. Now, yesterday came out the notes from the meeting in December, in which the interest rates are going to be hiked, but maybe even faster than what they wanted. And then second, they are planning to actually accelerate the reducement of the quantitative easing, and they are thinking of reducing the balance sheet with quantitative tightening. And that is why not only crypto has been seeing a sell-off, but also risk-on assets like tech have been seeing a pretty harsh crash or correction in the past day, in the last hours of the actual trading day, the first few days of the year. Through which also tech has been dropping down swiftly, and Bitcoin and crypto has also been seeing a correction, as we have hit numbers around 42k in the past 24 hours. And not only that, we've also been seeing the dollar index bouncing back up towards the resistance zones that we have been describing previous year. So that's the fundamental reason why the price of Bitcoin has dropped. We've also been seeing a price action wise that we have been slamming 46k, so it's not too bad or not too unexpected that we have lost the actual support level. What has happened as well is that the fear and greed index is currently on a number of 15. So when we're going back into history, I'll just use 1 year, we are hitting numbers that we have not been hitting before. It's the lowest number since the actual crash took place during the summer of 2021. So Bitcoin is currently down approximately 40% since the all-time high, hitting a crucial or getting towards a crucial support level. And in the meantime, the actual fear and greed index is hitting a number of 15, which has not been hit since the summer. And what we also know is that during the entire period of the last weeks, the fear is quite high. Especially when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto overall. Still, we do see some special projects hitting new all-time highs, so it's getting a complex market, but in the meantime, we do know that the fear and greed index is usually a good indicator of what you should be doing, and when it's in these low boundaries, you're looking for entry points. Now let's look at the actual markets. The index of the S&P is currently showing this corrective move. It still made a new all-time high starting off this year, and now we are correcting even more. And the question is, what are we going to do in the coming day? Are we going to have a slight bounce back up, or are we going to have a further corrective move? And if that is going to be the case, it seems very likely that we're going to have a retest of 42k taking place. The dollar still facing a heavy resistance zone here. I'm not assuming that we're going to break through this entire block, as this is the reference point where people definitely start seeking profits overall. So I'm not assuming that we will, but we are just consolidating here, and the dollar has bounced back up after the event of yesterday took place. Now let's look at Bitcoin at this stage, in which we can see that we've had this harsh corrective move, right? So we've planned ourselves or tried to break above the all-time high, which we couldn't. We've got a range low at 30k, and we've got this support zone that we've got here at 42k, which is primarily seen on the daily time frame. So the daily time frame we've got here with the crucial level to hold, as this is the entire region that we have had or we have seen movements taking place. What I mean by that is that previously, in the previous run in January 2021, we've hit a point of reversal here, after which we found another resistance point, support point, resistance, bounce back from it, support, and we started a rally. So in order to actually sustain the upwards momentum, or at least sustain a higher low structure, you clearly want to see it hold this green zone. So we've already discussed the fact that we were going to lose 46k. We've also discussed the fact that reclaiming 46k would be a trigger of continuation to be happening. And we've also discussed the fact that 42k is the next heavy support zone that the market is going to look at if we want to have any reversal. And now we are finally getting into the zone of a crucial support level. This is the one that has to hold, especially given that we've got this breaker here. We've bounced from it earlier. Multiple analysts have already said that we could be getting towards the lows of this wick to get the bounce from there and to have a retest. Clearly we are downtrending, but we are overall hitting that higher time frame support. So once again, I'm still seeking for long entries to be taking place. So we are hitting higher time frame support. What is the crucial one that we should be breaking through? Well, we have discussed this earlier in the other update, in which we are also making a breaker south like we have been doing in the summer. A fast reversal back above this level was the trigger for acceleration towards the other end. And if we're going to have the exact same, in which we're just consolidating above the support at 42k and make that Bart Simpson back up, that is going to be the trigger of a reversal. So are we in the case of a bear market at this point? No. Technically speaking, we have already witnessed a heavy correction, but I think we are overreacting to the actual FOMC and Fed meeting, and I think that you should still be seeking for entries overall to look at, instead of looking for panic reactions. And I think you should stick to the price action and stick to the points that you can see, which is that we're currently facing higher time frame supports. I'll be back later today with a second update. Don't forget to subscribe beneath, like this YouTube update, and I'll see you again soon.